Hey everybody, it's Kyle here. Welcome back to another video. I know I said I was going to be on my new camera the next time you saw me, but I'm realizing I should have done a little bit more research when asking for a camera for Christmas. And yeah, so we're going to stick with the computer for right now. But in this week's video, I want to give you a few life updates because I feel like I haven't done that in a while, and a few things have happened. But the first and foremost thing being, if you've been watching my videos lately, I've been saying how, I'm getting new braces, Well, I got new braces finally after, they make them, you get plastered. That sounds bad. Your legs get plastered, then they go make them. That takes a while. You try them on, you break them in. I have officially had my new braces for a little less than 2 weeks, and I've finally broken them in. But I've been talking a lot about my new braces, but at first, let me show you my old braces. At least one of them. Here it is. Not the greatest shape, but keep in mind, 11 years. There's some yellow spots from sweat, the pads peeling off. These are definitely some nasty looking braces, if I do say so myself. But they did their job, and they're going to go in my closet if there's ever an emergency. Now, my new ones look a lot nicer than that. At least one of them. But both of them. It just looks so sleek, and I just love it. Especially, I don't know, after having those braces for so long and seeing these brand new ones with nice padding, it's like, I even had to get new shoes just because I got new braces. And the biggest difference with these braces is this strap. This strap goes across the shin. My other brace, it went around the ankle. So the biggest change was actually having that pressure right there when it's strapped. That was something to get used to. It took about a week for me to break them in where they didn't feel awkward and uncomfortable. And you may be thinking, well, if they're your braces, why would they be awkward and uncomfortable? Well, they cast your legs with plaster, then they turn it into plastic. No one wears these braces before you. So you put them on and they are brand new. Never worn, no give, nothing. Actually, this one had to be opened up in the ankle because it was a little too narrow for me to fit in properly without scraping. So they do have to make adjustments, and they are like new shoes, except your entire leg is covered. You have to be gentle with breaking them in. I wore them for the first about 3 days, with only 2 hours I would wear them. And then I slowly increased. Please take your time with increasing wearing your new braces. It's, like I said, they're made for you, but, you have to be gentle or it's just uncomfortable. And another piece of advice that you should be on the lookout for, if you wear your braces and you take them off and you have any red marks that last more than half an hour, that means that your braces need to be adjusted in those spots where it's giving you red marks. If the red marks disappear within a half an hour, that is just part of you breaking them in, and that will eventually stop. But if they aren't going away, then you need to call and make another appointment to have them adjusted. Thankfully, and I say that because I wasn't sure how it was going to go, I did not see any red marks that lasted more than half an hour. So I did not have to go back for another appointment. But within the first week, there was a point where I thought, oh God, I'm going to have to go back, because after wearing the same braces for 11 years, you're so used to how they feel that these new ones felt so awkward and uncomfortable to me. I wasn't sure if it was a problem with the braces or if it was just because they were new. And thankfully, it's been about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. They no longer feel awkward. They feel like mine. Like I broke them in and it's going to be okay. So to anyone struggling with breaking new braces in, give it about a week of slowly increasing your wear time. Start at 2 hours. I would say, in my experience, if it doesn't feel any better within a week and you're having pressure sores or red marks that are not disappearing within a half an hour, please go get checked and have them adjusted so you can, be comfortable. Because, the idea, if you are a leg brace wearer, is to wear them the majority of your day. Sometimes even at night, if your doctor says night braces, which I had to do. The one thing I worry about with these braces and the color is it going to be too hot in the summer? But that's just, I think they look so sleek. I think they're going to blend in nicely with dress pants or dress shoes if I ever have to do that. A big difference, if I can grab the other one that I noticed between my new one and my old one, is the shape of the toes, actually. That was something to get used to, and just the fit in the when I'm wearing them, like where my feet toes land and everything. But they're not hanging over or anything. It's just a different shape. So my foot was used to this for 11 years, and now we're at this. And the other major difference that I didn't know that they would have to do is this one is a little bit taller. And when I say a little bit, I mean about that much taller. Like, it's not that big, but I could definitely tell. And that was something that we were worried about to begin with getting new braces, or is that if the old braces were supporting me properly. And when I went for the appointment, they said that the old braces were not too short, but these ones are taller. And I can feel the support actually in my knee. And at first that threw me off because I was walking just a little bit different, because it was a different feeling, and I was like, oh, is something wrong? Like, am I going to have to go back? But as I realized that this one is taller and it's giving me proper support, that's just the feeling of being properly supported. And I don't remember when that feeling faded away with my old braces. I had them for 11 years. So it was just a new feeling to be properly supported. And so far, so good. These new braces are really helping me out in many ways, actually, because another important life update is that I am currently down to once a week in physical therapy. I know I was going to give you once a week physical therapy updates potentially this year, and it just turns out that that's what I'm doing, once a week. The sad part, is I could potentially be done with physical therapy very soon. I'm currently scheduled to be done with physical therapy February 11th, because the insurance is still deciding what they are going to cover in terms of how many visits I'm going to have. So at this time, I have 5 left, with the intention of adding more if the insurance will allow it. So I hope that they do. One reassuring fact is my physical therapist told me that they feel like I'm doing better than I think I am. They said I'm doing really well and I'm putting in the hard work and it's paying off. And, it's working and I'm doing well. And sometimes I don't think I give myself enough credit. But to hear them say, like, Kyle, you're doing better than you think you are, was like, it was a little bit of validation, I won't lie. Because I'm my own worst critic, and they were kind of like, you don't need to be that hard on yourself. The intention over these next 5 sessions is to work on my balance, because that is something with CP that I lack a lot of. So even just with the session that from this week, I could definitely tell a slight difference, and I don't know if it's an actual difference or just because in my mind I know that this is going to work, that I'm just trying extra hard to be in proper position. Just when your mind feels good, your body feels good, and your body reacts. But the intention is to work on my balance. But hopefully, with the evaluation that we just did, the insurance will see that I still need it for a little while longer. I guess when I started physical therapy, I started under the assumption that I was in really bad shape and that it was going to take a long time for me to correct all the damage that I had done over the last 8 years. And yes, I wasn't in great shape, and I was in pain in the beginning with my knee. But, that pain has subsided, and yes, I still have issues like with balance and everything, and my gait, and which is walk. But to know that the damage wasn't as bad as I thought, and I'm doing better than I thought I was, and the end could potentially be a lot closer, is like mind-blowing to me. I thought I was going to be in for months, and yes, I have been in for months, but I was thinking like 6 months, a year, even longer. And I guess that's because I, again, was comparing myself to Christina and her physical therapy journey, and her journey isn't mine. And they helped me realize this past session, like, you're doing better than you think you are, and you're not in as bad shape as you think you are. So that's reassuring that, as long as I continue, what I've learned in physical therapy after I'm done, then, I can maintain this and improve even, hopefully. And part of maintaining and improving is another life update in that I am biking the Grand Canyon. Now, I know what you're thinking, COVID. Well, I'm not biking it literally. I'm biking it virtually through the Conqueror app. Sorry, my brace keeps knocking around. But I'm using the Conqueror app to virtually bike the Grand Canyon. What I like about the Conqueror app is you can set your own completion time. And I'm currently scheduled to complete it by May 22nd, 2021. That's 280 miles virtually on my stationary bike. I set the goal of 2 miles a day because I didn't know really, what I was capable of. So I set it for 2 miles a day, and I'm realizing that I can hit 3 miles comfortably right now. So that already puts me ahead of my initial goal by a mile a day. And my intention is to up my mileage as I go, as I get more comfortable and as things get more easy. I'm starting at 3 miles, then hopefully move up to 3.25 miles, and 3.5, 4, and eventually move up like that. So I'm realizing that the bar I set for myself for May 22nd is actually too low. So that's nice. That's a nice feeling of like you can raise the bar higher for yourself. And if anyone is doubting or questioning what they're capable of, don't be afraid to set the bar higher than you think you can handle, because I think you can handle it. And if I can handle this, I doubt myself a lot. And this year is a year of proving that, like, you don't need to do that, Kyle. Stop it. And I'm my own worst critic. So to hear that I'm doing better than I thought I would be at this point. Just proves that, I can love myself a little bit more. I chose to bike the Grand Canyon. I started out with Mount Fuji on the Conqueror app because Christina was doing it. And I thought it would just be something, kind of ease my way into it. And they suckered me into buying another one. I should mention that if you would like to use the Conqueror app, if you want to compete and win a medal when you're done completing it, then it's about $30. And when I went to buy Mount Fuji, they're like, but wait, you can buy another one. So I did. And then I was like, well, at first, why did I do that? That's a waste of money. And I started to look at, what they have virtually that you can do. And I was just scrolling through, and they have something in the Netherlands, Spain, all over the world. And I just came across the Grand Canyon, 280 miles. And I thought, the treadmill, that's not going to work out very well. In the sense that I am not even at a mile when I walk the treadmill at this point. And I just thought, that's too slow. And to be honest, I wasn't really enjoying walking my way to a 5K. I had that goal. And it would still be cool to complete one, but I don't actively try to walk towards that goal anymore, at least right now. I found myself not enjoying my time on the treadmill. It felt like more of a labor and a burden than anything joy. I started that goal because, Christina was doing it, my other friend Kevin was doing it, and I wanted something we could bond over. And at first that sounded really cool. And then I realized I wasn't doing that goal for me as so much for them. So when I found the Grand Canyon, it's like, well, that would be really cool. That's something for me. And, I like to ride my bike. My actual bike, the stationary bike, had been sitting for a little while. And I thought, why not have something to keep me on track? I enter what I do as exercise. I can do anything towards this 280 miles, any type of exercise. I chose the bike, and so far, I just find myself enjoying it a lot more, seeing how far ahead I am of my goal. You get virtual postcards when you reach virtual landmarks, and it's just cool to actually see where you're at, on the trail, because you can do that. And it's just been helping. It's just been helping keeping me going and just giving me that extra push, because even though I said that this fitness journey was different than the others, because I really wanted it and I want to make it a lifestyle, I still worry about falling off track, and this is just helping make sure that I continue on this path that, I'm enjoying so far. And, I think it's okay to do things while you're enjoying them, and if you stop enjoying them, to stop. I said to you guys that I wanted to walk a 5K, and at the time that was true, and it brought me joy to try and reach that. And at a certain point, I realized I don't like this anymore. It's not bringing me joy. I'm not, this isn't for me. I'm doing this for somebody else, and I want to do something for me. So I am biking the Grand Canyon, and, I'm enjoying myself, and, I'm going to complete it, and, if I'm still enjoying it, by the time I'm done with my 280 miles, they have more that are longer. The next one's 312. So if I'm still enjoying my biking at the end of this, I'm gonna, sign up for the next one. And that means potentially this year I could bike over 500 miles. That's just crazy to me. 500 miles. But it's doable because it's all in my pace. Nobody's telling me how fast to go, and I don't have to complete it by December 31st, 2021. I don't have to complete both missions. I can complete them whenever. I mean, I think it'd be really cool to say I biked over 500 miles by the time it's actually almost 600 miles. It actually is almost like very close to 600 miles by the time I would complete both of them this year. And, if I'm still enjoying that, I hope to do that. But my advice would be, do things while you enjoy them, and if you're enjoying them. And if you're not, it's okay to reevaluate and try again. Start from scratch. Find something else. I feel like we don't allow ourselves to do that and give ourselves the break to realize this doesn't make me happy anymore, so I want to do something else. But I said I was going to do it, so I have to do it. No, you don't. I said I was going to post 2 videos a week at a certain point in 2020. I was doing that for a while, and then I started to not enjoy it, so I'm back down to 1 video a week. And I'm enjoying it more now that I've taken that pressure of having 2 videos off. So, speaking of posting once a week, I post every Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Please subscribe, hit the bell notifications to be notified every time I post a video. Share with a friend, comment down below your goals for 2020, whether they be fitness or not. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.